Hello and welcome to Nigel's Wicked Workouts. I'm Nigel. Today's the Thursday, soft tissue day. I don't want to do this. It hurts. You don't want to do it. It hurts. But we have to do it, otherwise our bodies hurt. The only way to really keep your body in tip-top shape is human maintenance. And have you got time to see a massage therapist for an hour every week? It's like 2 hours out of your day. 3 hours. I don't know, mucking about. Depends how long they take. Whereas this takes 45 minutes and you do it in the comfort of your own home. And it keeps your body in tip-top shape. It's like giving yourself a hug. I don't know. Ignore that. Let's do some rolling. Let's start on your back today. So, this goes down. Oh, I'm just going to do the whole length of your back. Roll along. Clickety, click, clack, clack. Oh, so in between the shoulder blades, roll all the way up. Okay, that'll do it. Now onto the sides. So just a different sequence today. And rolling the side along your lat. So all the way up and down. If you just play with the angle of your body, so you can get right over the meaty part of your lat. Change sides onto the other side. A little bit of rolling. I really like this spongy one, especially if I'm rolling over my ribs. Just a bit kinder. Anything harder than that's a bit painful. You can do it. Just more painful. Change the angle a little bit. Good. Good start. I'm going to change over to my softball now. I'm going to do right under the abdominal wall. Do one side and then the other. So I'm going to start off on the right side. All I want to do is just pushing my abdominal wall into that ball. Oh, and as you roll around, you can discover some of the nastiest bits. Oh. So if you've been doing these videos for a while, you'll know that I spend a lot of time on a bicycle, and it's no different from sitting at a desk, sort of like crouched forward with your ribs depressing down into your hips. The abdominal wall gets jammed up, and it does it when I'm cycling as well. And that's why this is always painful. Yeah. Change sides. Other abdominal wall on the other side. Oh, my left side. Wow. Sometimes if you just find one really good bit, you can just push the ball into it and just feel yourself sink over that tight spot. So it's the afternoon. It is 12:30. And my studio is next to a bakery. And so Little fat Nigel thinks about, oh, tarts around about this time. It's tart o'clock. But today I'm going to resist. I've had my lunch. I need to surf the urge. Oh, I have such a problem with tarts. I love tarts. Raspberry and coconut tarts. Oh my word, that's tight. Oh, now, let's move down into the glute. I'm going to change over to my smaller ball. You can stay with the same one. I'm just going to do some nice big circles all the way around my glute. Yeah, I'm going to resist the urge. It's not good enough that I just eat tarts and then do tons of exercise to ride it off, because that's not acceptable. Oh, my poor pancreas is in overdrive. So I have to think about saying goodbye to my tarts. I hate saying it. Okay then, let's up the ante a little bit. So this is on my right glute. I'm going to put my right ankle on my left knee, and now do the same thing again. Oh. So it stretches out that glute. Oh, it's a different thing altogether. Well, that was difficult and quite painful. Change over. Big circles all the way around the outside of my glute. Bakeries. How would anybody work in a bakery and not fall into a coma themselves? Or maybe it's just one of those things where you're surrounded by it, so you don't want any more of it. I just don't think that could happen to me. If I worked in a bakery, I'd be huge. And when they opened up, I was like, oh, they'll go out of business. Lambeth is really, really quiet. No, it's still here. It's been here as long as I have. It's not like they're going to go anywhere. They have good business. So it looks like I have to just live next to this torturous place that taunts me. Oh, it's almost as if I just know when they're hot out the oven as well. I'm just like, oh, I think I can sense the tarts are available and ready. So I put that ankle on that knee. Oh, so much more painful. Oh, right to the outside. Oh, I can't even bear that anymore. It's way too painful. Oof. Okay, onto the QL now. So push your hips up, place that ball just to the side of your spine, in between your rib and your hip. And just push that in, oh, and lean into it. That's all we're going to do, just a nice gentle release on that QL. I put my legs together, just kind of lean into it a little bit more, let that leg go out. Oh, just a touch more pressure going into my QL, not much, just a little bit. Okay, change. To the other side, nice and gently, just easy in. We're going to hold this for just over a minute. And then we're going to do the hip flexor. So we're going to do a flossing technique on your hip flexor. You're going to need an implement. So you might want to stop the video in a moment. So you can hunt your house. You could use, I'm going to use a specialist tool called a theracane, but you could use a spoon, the end of a wooden stick, a kettlebell, the end of a baseball bat, anything kind of like pointy but round and dull, not too pointy, not pointy at all. You don't want to break the skin. Dull and rounded, but it's going to enable you to be able to poke yourself. Two legs together, push down. One, three, two, one. Okay, press your video, get yourself something pointy. So, 3 things. There's a bunch of things you can use. This is my favorite. It's designed for the job. Your hip flexor is just above your iliac crest here. You can push into it just here, just so you can see where I am. It's there. Or you could use the end of the stick, just like so. Or even this does a good job, because you can kind of push it in. The end of the kettlebell does the job as well. Oh, that does a good job. So, I am going to use this though, because I'm used to using it. I like these 2 handles that I can push down. So, start with the knee bend and apply pressure, and you'll know when you've got your hip flexor, because it's like, oh, got it. So, I'm applying a gentle amount of pressure into it. Give it a few seconds to adapt. And then what we're going to do is just going to push it out. So that we're pulling the hip flexor underneath the tight spot, and then the foot goes in and out. Just in and out. Put it in. Push it away. In and out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Comes in. Maintain the steady, even pressure. Out, 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 out. Not painful. 3, 4. Good. Let's change sides. Line up on the other side. There it is. 4, 3, 2, 1. In, out. 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. In. And then out. 4, 3, 2, 1. In. And 4, out. 4, 3, 2, 1. And 4, 2, 1. Good. Now grab a roller and lift your hips up, and then just rest your pelvis down. So we're really emphasizing that lumbar curvature. So now we've released these, it enables us to get a little bit more mobility just into that lumbar curvature. So we've opened up the abdominal wall, we've opened up the hip flexors. Fabulous. Let's go on to some legs. Ease that up. I'm going to use my spiky roller. I'm going to do some quad walk first. Okay. As we like to, up and down, nice and slow. Let's go the whole length of the leg. Okay, find a good spot. Rest into it. And let's floss away. So I'm right over the middle of the quad. And bend the knee 8 times. Good, and roll, roll, roll. Okay, same leg. Take it down. I'm going to use my softball now. Find a good spot. Whoa, right over the middle of the quad. Yikes. Wherever the good stuff is. Okay, let's do some bending. Good, let's go a little bit lower, but more on the outside of the leg. Oh. Okay, last one of these. Do it. Whew. I needed that. Okay, let's change over. You don't have to be using a spiky roller. You can be using any roller you want. Wow, so I'm just dwelling on one tight spot right at the top of my quad. Okay, find a good spot. One set flossing. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. Holy moly, I warmed it all up. I got it ready for the good stuff. Get that ball going in there. Find a good spot. Sink into it. Bend it. Ooh, find another spot. There it is. Oh. Last one, pretty close up near the hip. One more, good. Okay, I'm going to do my adductors next, and I'm going to take my mat onto its side, just like so. It's just here. Nice. So, I'm going to use my ball on the adductor. I'm just rolling into it. Slide along. Oh. Okay, found a really good spot right into my adductor, close up near my hip, and I'm just going to hold here for a little while. Ooh. So this is the attachment of my adductor magnus, 3 adductor, magnus longus and brevis. Or the magnus one is closer to the front of the thigh. Oh, a little bit of movement again. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Whew. Change sides. Okay, and rest. Nowhere near as bad on this side. Oh, yeah, it's just not as bad. Three, two, one, ease out. Okay, hamstring time. Just gonna give myself something to lean on. Oh, don't really need that. There we go. So it's just where the hamstring meets the glute. Just doing a nice little release. Ooh, it's just starting to penetrate now into the hamstring. Holy moly. Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't really need this. Okay, up and down on that same hamstring with the ball. Change. Pull the hamstring close up where it meets the glute. And lift the chest. I don't know why, but I seem to have more success releasing my hamstrings with just direct pressure. Perhaps you're different, I don't know. And especially, I think the trigger point to the hamstring is really close up near the glute as well. So that's what we're releasing just here. Okay, ease it back and down. Yeah. Last time. Oh, well done. Okay, onto your front. And we're going to use the ball to go right into the chest, just here. So this goes to the outside. And then there it is. Just rest into it. Okay. Oh, just shift it around and try and search for a different spot. All I did was just move my shoulder up a little bit higher, and I found a way more tense spot just inside my back. Whew. Change. We're going to do a little move now. See if we can, oh, there it is. Just move like an inch towards my right, and then I'm right over a super tender spot inside my pec. Oh. And then just imagine the shoulder is molding itself, sinking over the ball. You realize you're tensing against it until you breathe and relax. Breathe and relax. Ease out, ease it up. Okay, we're still going to stay with the chest. I want you to find your lacrosse ball now. And we're going to be going into the center of the chest just here. So, ball goes down. And it's just off to one side. What you're looking for is a tender spot in your intercostals. Wow, there it is. That'll do me. Change sides. Find a tender spot. Ooh. Ease out. Whew. So it's a couple of different spots that we've done there on your chest. And if you should notice right now that it's so much easier to pull your shoulder blades back together and keep your shoulders back. So we've released the pec minor, pec major just inside here between the shoulder and the chest. And then right through the center of the sternum, just on the side here, there's two like release points either side. When you do these first in the nose, well, it's something that has a massive effect on your ability to hold a really good posture. And then you can walk around for the rest of the day, nice and tall and nice and proud. Whew. If there's shoulders, a little bit of movement, we should be moving to an enormous range of motion now. Okay, there we go. That is your soft tissue work for a Thursday. Different sequence, different way of going into it, and a few different techniques. I shall ever endeavor to keep these fresh and slightly different, but always doing the same shit. Still doing soft tissue work on your poor bodies. Okay, everybody, thanks a lot.